Global webcasting for a worldwide audience.
Yeah, so anyway, it's Friday night and it's been a rough week, what with the Brexit and that, and you've had enough and the telly's giving you a headache. And so, 1 o'clock, you slide in between the sheets next to your partner. And then it starts, the thump, 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 thump thing from next door. And it's like, And then the bedside light comes on and she's like, doesn't say anything, just looks at you. And you go, yeah. And you get up and you put on your tracksuit and you pop round next door and you've got all your stuff ready, like, the LED lights are flashing. They open the door and actually they're nice enough. And they say, yeah, we'll turn the music down a bit. And you want to come in and have a little drink? And get poppy and have a couple of shots. Next thing you know, you're behind the decks and you're whamming it out. And in comes your partner. She looks at you and says, what the hell do you think you're doing? You say, well, with the big sad boy expression, everybody wants to be the DJ.
Everybody wants to be the DJ. Everybody thinks it's oh so easy. You think you belong and you come on strong. I can still tell the right from the wrong. I can never be the kind of girl nobody thinks it's time to turn. Always act as if it's understood. Finger licking good. If only I could tell myself the way that even I would buy. If only I could tell myself the way that even I would buy. Something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. Without
Yeah, well, that's Soulwax back in 2004, and they're very hip guys. They were, as you can hear, a legitimate rock band from Belgium. Really strong. I saw them live on some big festival. I was very, very impressed. And I didn't hear about them for a couple of years. And then the next thing, they're DJs. Soulwax as DJs did some fantastic mashup mixes, and really were the kings of that scene back around, say, 2006, 2007. Set a benchmark, and that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the DJ, and what does it mean? What does it mean to be a modern DJ? Everybody can be a DJ now, because algorithms and Spotify enable you to put together your own playlist. What's the form? What's the function? What's the need for a DJ? All of these things we'll explore through music, because we're going straight to Sly Stone. Sly was a fantastic, apparently, DJ back in San Francisco, and he played the hippest stuff, and he listened to it all, and then he said, you know what, I'm going to put it all on one track.
Some bottom so that the dancer just won't hide. You might like to hear my organ. I said right solid right now. Cynthia, yeah, if I could hear the horns blow, Cynthia on the throne, yeah. Listen to me, Cynthia Jerry got a message that said, all the squares, listen to the voices.
Yeah, well, I'm still dancing to the music, and I guess you are too. It's all there. It's all there. But that's back in the day. And back in the day, what made DJs special was the fact that only they could really access the music. If you were working DJ, you had some money, and if you were like cool guy, like Jeff Dexter, you would be able to access through all of the shops in London that imported records, and you would get the cool records. You couldn't just dial them up out of the internet and get them for free. You had to pay for them. They were a thing, and if you had those records, you were a cool DJ. Like I say, Jeff Dexter was a cool DJ. People remember him mostly from the psychedelic times because he put on the Doors and the Jefferson Airplane at the Roundhouse in London and many such things. I bumped into Jeff recently, and he's still in fine form, and actually reverted to his previous incarnation, which was, he was a mod. He was one of those mods who went psychedelic, and when he was a mod, Jeff would play stuff like this. So that's old school, but modern times require different things. Curatorship comes in. This is, when I talk to people and I say, well, I DJ, and they say, oh, yeah, it's like a curator thing, like you're picking. Well, rather me picking than an algorithm, if you ask me. But that's because I'm stubborn and I'm willful and I find things that algorithms can't even conceive of because I'm human. And also human is the real Tuesday Weld, and he's a guy that crosses over both sides of the fence, same way I do. He'll do DJing, but he'll play live music, and he'll do performance. And as regular listener to the show knows, I got a lot of time for the real Tuesday Weld.
junkies, whores and nutters call me their very own. I pick it up in Bloomsbury, shoot up the city road, get down in the sewers from Shoreditch to Soho. And you don't be concerned with the things they said I did. I ain't got no regrets, no one to forgive. I ain't talking gangsters and that East Coast, West Coast shit. No one calls me homeboy, I'm the Clerkenwell Kid. We've done my share of cheating and deceiving, but I tell you I know no other way. So please believe me when I say Clerkenwell Kid. And you're just sitting pretty in this city all alone. Come and join me, make my world your own. We'll dance forever out into the blue, waltz together underneath the London moon.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's the Clerkenwell Kid, all right. And it wouldn't have seemed right to do a show about DJs without asking some of our regular contributors to contribute in terms of what is the modern DJ? What is our form? What is our function? What are we all about? So I got in touch with old Beezer, and well, he didn't say anything. He just sent me this track, and it's about someone called DJ Graham, but I think that's his mate or something. Anyway, here's Beezer's selection. It's all right now.
But let me tell you, it's all right
Yeah, well, that's bright and breezy, Beezer, and but then a bit of bright and breezy goes quite a long way, doesn't it? Anyway, that's DJ Graham, and that's the DJ contribution from Beezer. That's what Beezer thinks should be happening, that kind of upbeat, weird type thing. Of course, our other and more recent addition to our roster of guest DJs is the French supervillain Fantomas. And personally, I enjoyed Fantomas' show very, very much, with his bizarre take on things. But I didn't know that much about Fantomas. I knew a little. I mean, there's been novels. I think I have a novel. What I didn't realise is that he's been a film star. He never looks the same twice. If you see a film of him in the 1930s, he looks one way. And then if you see him in the 1960s, he looks another. And I asked Fantomas for a contribution to DJ World, and he could be less interested, really. He has other fish to fry and other portraits to steal. But he said, look, I'm not going to do the accent. He just said, use one of my many film themes. So here he is from the 1960s, when in the film version he had a blue face. Here's the Fantomas theme. Well, I rather like that, actually. Well done, Fantomas. I don't know what it's got to do with our main thrust here of the contemporary DJ and his or her place in the world, but anyway, that was a very enjoyable way to spend 2 minutes, if you ask me. Did you ask me? Can't remember. But I did ask our third, and in some ways the most loved and mysterious of our DJs, because he never actually came on air, if you remember, is Bulto. who used to live in, he's from Romania, used to live in Tesco's car park, and then moved to Salford to build Arthur Brown's new house. And if you remember that far back, he just gave us a list. He brought the CDs in and a charming notes, and which in pidgin English, which I read out, and always a great warmth towards Bulto. So I got in touch with him, and I said, "What would you like to contribute to the modern DJ show?" And he said, "Salford has changed me. I am now no longer stranger, and please play music that fulfills the feeling of a person from a foreign shore in a different place where he is acceptable." Well, I was pretty stuck with that. It's a hell of a brief, isn't it? So I picked this track by Warren G, which is based on Borodin, and then Recension Through Kismet, Stranger in Paradise. Anybody with me? Just enjoy it.
Top dog, patrolling the beach. Niggas say they hard as bricks, but they as soft as a peach. Claiming the G of all G's. Please, I come blowing through like the breeze. Sitting on threes, posted, coasting, mashing down Pacific coast. And the bomb chrome rims, black on black Yukon, with nuts hanging. From the city where the bangers be banging. It don't seem like shit is changing. I hollered at the homie the other day. G'd up at the park, sipping Alizé. One of the homies took a beating, so now it's finna be a gang and checking at the meeting. Life cycles repeating, it's just another sunset falling. See, I can hear the homies that pass calling me. And you know what I discovered? What they keep saying, keep your mind and your money and shake busters. Sold millions, but yet you niggas persist to talk shit. Get off my You never catch me slipping, rolling with the heat, slap the clipping. I never thought the world would start tripping. My life's a trip though, hit the crypto, blow the whistle. They think I bang, so I pack a pistol. One to the G is a G. I don't with you, nigga, so don't with me. Let's ride to the east side, slide like a foe. I pack a fofo when I'm stepping out those to the bang, to the boogie. If I speak, then I spoke. Warren G, you do it every time till you're low. Get the party lit like blazing smoke. The east side of the beach, west side of the coast. You know the niggas that I ride with, hoes, attack dogs. The same niggas I'm down to die with. From London to Japan, stomp land to the Egyptian sands. You can't check me, disrespect me, and mop me up with the bass bumping out my truck. And all these police trying to lock me up. Money rules the world, and I made the loot, so don't make me shoot. Cause trying to match and get you done every time. I ain't trying to hurt nobody, but I'm down for mine. Biatch. Money over power, power over money, money over power, biatch, biatch.
Yeah, well, there goes Warren into the distance. It's a rather mysterious track, really. It's a mashup of sort of, 90s trip hop, along with some classical music. I rather like it because I'm in the mood, and it's DJing that puts me in the mood. And let's get back on theme. Let's get strong with the force, or whatever that is, and let's talk about David Byrne, because David Byrne from Talking Heads was one of the first to sense the change in DJs, that no longer was it needed to. Music was everywhere. So David, I don't know if he still does it, but I mean, maybe 10, 12 years ago, I used to listen to his internet radio show, which was 3 hours a week. And it was themed, but he just, no introductions, just music. 3 hours of music, old and new, sometimes mixed, sometimes all old, sometimes all new. And David was really a lot of acts that I grew to like at that time, like Hot Chip and MIA, and quite a few acts that I got turned on to. I think maybe the Clerkenwell Kid, actually, through listening to David Byrne. So in tribute to David, I'm going to play what I think is probably his best song. This is live, and it's Talking Heads with Life During Wartime. That's people cheering. He'll be on in a minute, don't worry. I'm doing like a DJ thing. Oh, here, I can hear them. Yeah, that's it. Here comes the music now. Look, David, can you get on with it, please?
What about Pittsburgh, PA? You ought to know not to stand by the window. Somebody see you up there. I got some groceries, some peanut butter to last a couple of days. But I ain't got no speakers, ain't got no headphones, ain't got no records to play. Why stay in college? Why go to night school? Don't I get different this time? Can't write a letter, can't send a postcard. I can't write nothing at all. This ain't no party, this or in a suit and a tie. Changed my hairstyle so many times now. What I look like? You make me shiver, feel so tender. We make a pretty good team. Don't get exhausted, I do some driving. You wanna get you some sleep. I don't folks know my God notebooks. They won't help me survive. My chest is empty, burns like a furnace. The burning keeps me alive.
Yeah, well, goodbye, David. Always a pleasure. Nice to see you again. Nice to hear your music. Let's talk about Don Letts, because Don Letts is a modern DJ, in my opinion, and the only one, only regular DJ. There are some guest DJs on Radio 6 who are decent, but Don's the only one who, week after week, knocks out a fantastic show. It's called Culture Clash Radio, and very simple format. He'll play one brand new piece of music and then one classic piece of music. And it's not gushy, he's not goo goo, and I'll get into that later because I have problems with the modern everything is wonderful type DJ. Don is not that. It's just like factual. It's just like, here's a great track from the past, here's a great track from the present. So from his collection, actually, he has a CD collection, which is entitled Dread Meets Punk Rockers Uptown. And it says, selected by DJ Don Letts, with a picture of him looking young and handsome. So here's U-Roy with I'm Gonna Wear You to the Ball.
You're in tune to the sound of this generation. With the man Kyoto back with the version that will outlast creation.
So be wise and be gentle and put on the best. Because I've got two musical keys. Drop it, baby, I just coming, yeah. Because I'm tougher than tough and that is a bluff. Maybe it's because I've got the musical stuff.
I'm gonna make you the talk of the town. No use swearing a frown.
Yeah, damn you, Roy. And last time Don was in Lewes, which wasn't that long ago, and he's coming again soon. I said to him, here's the new Sharks album, which at that time was and still is, Ready, Set, Go. And you know what? He hasn't played it. I mean, I listen to his show regularly and he hasn't played it. So, Don, I mean, you know, if you want Culture Clash, if you want like a totally analog band operating coolly in the digital world, I mean, come on, Don, play this.
She's the queen of the doo-wop nation, on the cover of a magazine, dressed up like a white temptation. All hail the doo-wop queen, and now, by all the glittering gods of Motown, hey now, by every beating heart, I swear. Oh yeah, I want under concentration of your lowdown. Take me in your arms, baby, rock me for a little while. Okay. Loves me, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves me, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Mr. Postman, look and see, is there a letter in your bag for me? I've been waiting such a long time since I heard from that girlfriend of mine. I know she loves me. Giving me a good vibration. I'm getting that excitation. Oh, she loves me. Yeah, that excitation. I know you won't leave me, but I refuse to let you go. I beg and plead for your sympathy. I don't mind coaching me, much to lose. She loves me, yeah, yeah, yeah. She's under it. Love me, yeah, yeah, yeah. She's under it. She's giving me a good vibration. I'm getting that excitation. She loves me. I wish it would rain. Loves me, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh Lord, I wish it would rain. Move on, move on, rain beating down on my window pane. Windows of pain. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, that's Sharks, and why am I playing Sharks? Because I'm a DJ, and because I can, and it's my band, and they're really good. I can do these things. It's part of the power of the DJ, which is misused. I mean, you know, I've quoted Don Letts because I think Don is, you know, fine. But, I mean, those people on Radio 6, I mean, I don't want to moan and complain, but you know what, I mean, Kellyanne Hobbs, Keris Matthews, Tom Robinson, who did audition for Sharks as the bass player, and was rubbish. I mean, they're just goo-goo and gosh, and it's all a wonderful world of music and everything's great. And they play one track which is fantastic, you know, and then they play another one which is just dire, and they gush and goo about it. There's no discrimination. There's no sword of judgment. There's no nothing, right? I loathe them. I really loathe Keris Matthews. She's taken over on Radio 2 now, The Blues Show, and which is... what that's about, I've no idea. Paul Jones, man knew what he was talking about. Keris Matthews, she's over 50, and she's still talking like this, like I'm a little girl. No, you're not. I'm sorry, you're over 50. That shtick only works up to 25 on a woman. You know, you do that afterwards, it's damn exploitative, you ask me. And I'll tell you what, Keris, you try really hard to justify playing all of these blues guys, right, who would have just looked at you as a little piece of meat. I'm going to tell you a story. 1968, first time I meet a blues guy, is called the Reverend Gary Davis. And he's over in England touring, and he comes to, I'm living in Hull at the time, and he comes to the Brick House. And I'm the support act, just me and guitar. And I share the dressing room with him, and he was blind, you know, and he sits there, and he was just mumbling to himself and in the corner and playing the guitar and sort of blues singing. And then he fell asleep, and his guitar was looked like it was going to fall off his knee. So I picked the guitar up and I put it in the corner. And then he wakes up about 20 minutes later, and he's like, "Where's my Stella? Where's my Stella?" And I'm thinking, where's his Stella? What's he on about? But I realised the make of the guitar was a Stella. So he wanted his Stella back, so I put the guitar back in his lap, and it's all good, and he starts just chuntering and playing again. Then they get him out on stage, and actually he was pretty good. I mean, he was a fair age, but he gave it, you know, he gave it plenty. And then at the end, they make the mistake of getting this young girl, a very attractive young girl, to come up and give him some flowers or something on the stage. And she leans down to kiss him, and the Rev Gary, he just grabs her, right? He's got hold of her now, and he's sniffing her up, and he's like, whoa. And then he's pulling her onto his knee, you know, and it's all getting really, really het up, and it's not at all politically correct or cool, because there's this old black guy, and he's got this young white chick, and he's more or less having a go at her. But of course, I mean, he's blind. I don't know if he knew what people were there. Anyway, Keris, stick that one.
Help me. I can't do it all by myself. You got to help me, baby. I can't do it all by myself. You know, if you don't help me, darling, I'll have to find myself somebody else. I may have to wash it, may have to sew, I may have to cook, I might mop the floor, but you help me, baby. You know, if you don't help me, darling, I'll find myself somebody else. Talk to me, oh baby. have somebody. Help me, darling. Bring my nice check. Put on your morning gown. Oh, bring me my nice shirt. Put on your morning gown. Darling, I know where you're sleeping, but I just feel like lying down. Oh, yeah.
So that's Sonny Boy Williamson bringing us all right back down to the dirt, which is where we all belong, in my opinion. And we're nearly at the end of the show. We're moving, towards the end. And I guess I've got to sum up what is the modern DJ. Who is he or she male or male she or whatever? Who's on the radio? What's the point? Well, a modern DJ should be, I don't know, have lived some life, seen some stuff, be slightly contradictory, well aware that life as we know it, fact and fiction have subtly intermixed. That DJ should be debonair and breezy, informative. This is King Mob broadcasting from Radio Lewes. And where we going to... I know. I'm going to finish with a track that really sums up, I think, what the modern DJ should be playing, because this track is awkward and it is difficult and it is musically interesting. It's a guy called Johnny Dowd, and he will be appearing at the Con Club in April, and I urge you to go and see him. I've never seen him, but I'm going to go, because I know that Johnny is dangerous. And in this song, well, he's over 60, and he is ringing up a high school sweetheart because he wants his leather jacket back. And you might think that's weird enough, but then he gets all stalkery on her ass. And this is what the modern DJ should be playing. This is Betty by Johnny Dowd. See, that's like a phone call thing. He's ringing her up. He'll be on in a minute.
Hello. Is this Betty? Hi, Betty. Guess who this is? No. No. It's Johnny. Johnny Dowd. Oh, Betty. Betty, please, don't hang up. I just want to ask you a question. Oh, by the way, how are you? Yeah, Johnny Dowd. Yeah, from high school. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Betty, I just want to know if you still had my football leather jacket.
Johnny, I have your leather jacket. Test it, leather jacket.
Oh, Betty, please, no, don't hang up, No, I just thought that you might still have it. And since I guess the eternal love thing didn't work out, I thought you might send it back to me. It's Johnny Dowd. You remember? Betty, please. Betty, don't hang up. Betty, don't hang up. I know where you live, Betty. If you'd like, I could stop by. I could stop by and pick up the leather jacket myself.
Johnny, I have your leather jacket.
but it didn't seem to work out. Yeah, I know where you live, and I know where your children go to school, and I know where your husband works. Betty, please, don't hang up, Betty. Betty, now don't hang up, please. I think I went a little off the track there. I just want my leather jacket back. Betty, don't hang up.
Johnny, Johnny, have your leather jacket. Test it, leather jacket. Johnny, Johnny, have your leather jacket.
God damn it.
Test it, leather jacket.
My name is Betty.
I have your leather jacket.
Radio Lewes. Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.